hip internal rotation mobility exercise. So for this exercise, we are trying to increase mobility, specifically internal rotation at this back hip or this left hip. In order to set this up, you're going to sit on the ground with your pelvis facing forward. And from there, all the lower limbs are at 90 degrees from your pelvis. So if your pelvis is forward, this back leg comes out sideways at 90 degrees, the knee is bent at 90 degrees, and my ankle is bent at 90 degrees, and the front leg is exactly the same. If you have a mat or lines on the floor, you can line up the bottom of your foot with the edge of the mat, or line up this back shin with the edge of the mat. So in order to do this, you're first going to sit into a stretch position. So if you somewhat reach towards that back foot, you'll start to feel a stretch across this joint. So you're going to reach and sit into this position for ideally 2 minutes, but let's say for time's sake, we'll do 20 to 30 seconds. So you're going to relax into this position, 20 to 30 seconds. You're then going to do a set of contractions. So the first contraction, you're going to take this foot and try to push it through the ground. And while that's happening, the knee will be coming up. So your leg is seesawing like this. So we've sat in our static stretch. We are now going to push. This foot is pushing into the ground. This knee is lifting up. We're going to slowly ramp up our contraction. 0% of our total strength, then 1, then 2, then 3. If we're rehabbing an injured hip, we're only going to max out at about 30% of our strength. If we're really trying to improve training, then we're going to go all the way to 100% of our strength. So we're going to ramp up. When you've reached your 30 or your 100%, you're going to hold. You're going to hold for 10 seconds. When that hold is completed, you're going to do the opposite. You're now going to push that knee into the ground, drive it into the ground as much as you can, and you can increase your rotation. This foot is now trying to lift off the back, so you're seesawing your leg in the opposite direction. And you're going to hold for 10 seconds. When you release, you can relax, and you're going to move further into that rotation. You're going to hold 20 to 30 seconds and repeat the whole thing over again.